Hello, my name is Ian Bournett, and this is my application for the Young Mental Health Leaders Council. Mental health advocacy is important to me because I have both personal experience and have family and friends that have struggled with it. Growing up, I watched my mom struggle with bipolar disorder and depression and alcoholism. And because of a lack of resources and education, I just never really understood what was going on. And she didn't understand what was going on and didn't know how or where to get help. Uh, and then as I got older, I found that I was struggling with those same issues and I faced the same struggles, and I don't believe that anyone should have to suffer as long as me and my family did, or even longer, as so many people do. Uh, and so, as a young person who struggled with mental health, what I've seen is some of the biggest struggles that young people with mental health issues face is, first of all, there's like the overall stigma against mental health as a whole, but then there's also like a specialized stigma against young people with mental health, right? It's always puberty, and it's always just being a teenager, and it's always seeking attention, and it's never like this person may have a mental health problem. And people, like, they only view mental health as what it looks like when you're 25 years old and you've been struggling with it your whole life, and they never look for it at a young age, like before it's reached that point. And like, mental health's the only disorder where we wait till it's in stage 4 before catching it instead of catching it early. Some of the other issues that young people struggle with is a lack of resources, right? Is like there are more and more resources coming out with mental health, but so few of them are for young people. And the ones that do come out for young people tend to be like private industries that people of lower socioeconomic status can't access. And oftentimes, those are the people who need it the most. Um, there's also a lack of knowledge about resources. So, like, most young people spend all day with teachers, principals, school counselors, and most of the time, none of them are educated about what mental health problems look like, and they're not educated about where they can send their kids when they realize they have a mental health problem. So the kids are just being sent to alternative high schools. They're being sent to juvie, all sorts of things, when really what they need is help, and people just don't know how to identify it, and they don't know where to send them. And so many of these problems are easily avoidable by more awareness. They're more avoidable by having more resources and more education and more assessments at a younger age. Uh, so, how I got introduced in the mental health field is I work for a place called Rise Recovery, and I'm the first recovery support peer specialist at the Rise Inspire Academy, which is a recovery high school for ages 12 to 17, high schoolers who are in active recovery, who want a safe place to pursue their education and also to continue to strengthen their recovery from substance use. And so we provide all of the academic courses they would get at a normal high school. We provide one-on-one coaching is what I do. We do groups that help strengthen their skills for recovery. We help get them access to any external resources they need, whether that's counseling, access to medications, help with finding a job, stuff like that. And then we also provide like a loving, nurturing environment that they wouldn't have in the high school when it comes to recovery. And I'm super passionate about this specific program because I got sober when I was 17, and I remember being like 16 years old, wishing that like being in rehab and thinking there's no way I could possibly go back to a public school. And like, I wish that this sort of program had existed then, because one of the biggest barriers to continuing recovery outside of an inpatient program is going back to all those same people, places, and things that you were in before, because you're 16 years old and you don't have the power of choice to choose to go somewhere else. And like, at the recovery high school, we're able to give them that choice to choose an environment that's conducive with their recovery. So we're just like provide more continuum of care than was previously existed within San Antonio. And we are the last major city within Texas to have a recovery high school, and now we have one, and I'm super excited to be a part of the beginning stages of that. And in the future, what I would just like to see is in the future, we're going to have a building just for the recovery high school, which is coming super soon, hopefully by the end of this year or the beginning of next year. I'm hoping to see more kids enrolling in recovery high school as it becomes better known. As kids leave inpatient treatment facilities, I'd like to see more of them being referred to our high school as that starts becoming more well known throughout the state of Texas. I think it would be cool if we could have maybe 20 participants at the beginning of next year. And right now, the first day of school is actually Monday, and we have 10 participants signed up. So I think that's a really good goal. I think it would also be cool if we could start providing maybe a wider range of like education options. Like we had a young lady who wanted to pursue college credits while she was in high school here, and that just wasn't something we're able to do because we're at such an early stage. But it would be cool if we could do that sort of thing in the future, because then we can help more of the kids out who are also seeking further like academic goals. For my own personal career, I personally want to start a nonprofit adolescent drug rehab center that serves adolescents wherever they are for free. And I think this is something that could help a lot of people, because I know so many people that need treatment but can't afford it. And I've been in those shoes before, like I've been in a place where like my insurance won't cover any more treatment and I really need treatment. And it was extremely difficult to get me into treatment. And I know that a lot of people don't have the opportunities I have, right? Like I know how lucky I am to have been able to go to treatment the amount of times I went, because most people don't have that opportunity. And so I want to be able to provide that for the people around me. I would also like to be more of an advocate for mental health as a whole. I think it would be really cool if we could get more like assessments for mental health within the schools at a young age, have more opportunities for free treatment, whether it's medication, therapy, drug addiction, whatever it is. And so I'd like to be a part of that in whatever way I can possibly be a part of that. But thank you for hearing me out today. And again, my name is Ian Bournet.